So let me tell you about the swing. The dance popping is especially hard to dance rhythmically, right? Because pop itself is an awkward movement. Okay? In your life, in your ordinary life, you never do any moves like this, right? You never give tension to your muscle and then release it right away. You don't use that move in your ordinary life. And because it's tension, okay? Tension, you have to use tension while you dance. But tension itself, if your body is tense, that interrupts, okay, your dance. That hinders your dance. It's bad. So when you dance, you have to be relaxed all the time. So how do you dance popping rhythmically? How? First, I'm going to talk to you about the pop. I have told you a lot of time about the pop in my videos. A lot of poppers pop. They do popping, but it's not rhythmical. Okay, so it's kind of like it's stiff, and you can't feel no rhythm in the dance. So while doing stiff movement, stiff pop, what they try to do is they try to match their timing of their pop to the beat, and that's how they dance. But because popping is a dance, it has to be rhythmical. Okay? So the first thing you can think of, the first method, is the pop itself. Pop itself is stiff. So how would you dance rhythmically with this technique? In my hit and pop video, I told you about the pop and hit. So pop is more like, pop and hit is both giving tension instantly to your muscle and releasing it right away. That's the basic concept of pop or hit. But pop is more like you maintain the tension a little longer than you hit. So it's right? But hitting is more, you release the tension right away. So the time that you have tension in your muscle is shorter. So it's you release the tension right away. That's the difference between hit and pop. So when you're dancing, if you want to be more rhythmical, you can think that hit is more rhythmical than pop. Because you keep the tension shorter than pop. So the time that the pop itself hit does, your dance is shorter. That's why it's more rhythmical. You understand? So the first method would be the pop, for your popping to look more rhythmical. And if you use hit rather than pop, that might give your popping more rhythm. You understand? Than pop. Because you have to keep the tension a little longer than hit. The second method, the first method is the pop itself, and the second method is the movement that you make in popping. How do you move? I told you about the characteristic of the moves in popping. In popping, because you have to pop, your move has to end before that. So it's always you end your move and then pop, end your move and then pop, end your move and then pop. So it's always like you have to make a stop before you can pop. That's the characteristic of popping moves. Like, if you don't stop at the end of your move, like it's this kind of step, you can't pop with this because your moves don't stop. If your moves don't stop, you can't pop after it. Okay? So that's the characteristic of popping moves. So, how do you make your popping more rhythmical? By your moves. How do you do your moves? So, a lot of people use bounce, okay, to make rhythm with their body. Okay? This is okay, but the level of this skill to make rhythm is low. Okay? So if you try to dance like this, it makes your dance quality low. So it's not very desirable to do this in popping. You can do it once in a while when you want to change your feeling in your dance, but try not to bounce all the time when you pop, or most of the time when you pop. So don't try to use it much, right? So let's bounce.